everyone, welcome to Arlene's Creations, and today I'm going to make you a Weight Watchers Freestyle 3-point meal that is absolutely delicious. First we're going to start with a spaghetti squash, and this is like the hardest part of the whole meal is cutting the spaghetti squash. So you just want to cut that in half, and I have a round baking dish that I put some foil on, and I'm just going to be placing my spaghetti squash on the tray. First, you want to scoop out all of the seeds and stuff, and the easiest way I find to do that is with a ice cream scoop. As you can see, it's a large ice cream scoop. I have my oven set to 400 degrees. It's preheating. So once I get all that middle scooped out, I will be drizzling it with a little bit of olive oil on each one, and just some salt and pepper. I have my sauce cooking in the back, which is just Redpack tomato puree, which is 0 points for 1 cup. And I added some basil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, chopped up onion. So my sauce is 0 points. Spaghetti squash is 0 points. So here I am drizzling it with the olive oil. I'm going to be adding a little bit of black pepper. I like black pepper, so I actually put like kind of a lot. And then just some kosher salt. I always use kosher salt. I don't even have any other salt in my house except for pink salt, Himalayan pink salt. But when I cook, I only use kosher salt. So I'm going to pop that in my oven. And I'm going to be roasting that in the oven at 400 degrees. I did it for approximately an hour and 15 minutes. If you like yours a little bit mushier, by all means, you can leave it in longer. So now that that's in the oven, my sauce is getting warm. Like I said, very simple sauce: oregano, basil, salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, chopped up onion. So here I have my package of chicken cutlets that I got from Stop and Shop, and they're full cutlets, so I did have to clean off all the fat and then fillet them in half. So I'm sure everyone knows how to do that. If not, you can request me to do a separate video on how to clean chicken, and I will do that in the future for you. But so after all my cutlets are cleaned and washed, I did save all the scraps from cleaning the chicken, and I put it in a little container, and I freeze it because my husband feeds about 30 cats every week. So when I get a nice amount, I like to just boil it up for them, and then he brings it to them and mixes it in with their food. So now the next step is I have basil, oregano, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. And I did about, let me see, I did about 2 teaspoons of each. I did a little bit more on the garlic powder. I think I did a tablespoon of garlic powder. But I had the whole package of all those cutlets, filleted. So there was a lot of chicken in there. So just to your taste. So I put 2 eggs. So now what I'm going to, and the eggs are 0 points. Chicken is 0 points. The spices are 0 points. And I left my camera at my mother's, so I'm trying to do this with my cell phone. Hence, the picture is skinny, and I'm trying to do it with one hand. So I apologize. My niece is actually bringing my camera back home to me today. So now what I'm doing is I'm just mixing up all this chicken with the 2 eggs and all those spices. And again, oregano, basil, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and black pepper. And there's a shell. I'm picking out a shell. So I'm just going to mix this up very well. And then I'm preheating my grill. I have the Curtis Stone indoor grill, which I'm preheating to a medium, and I'm just drizzling a little bit of olive oil on it. I'm not counting the olive oil for the squash and for the grill because I don't use my extra points for the week, so I just don't count my olive oil. So here I have my grill heated up, and now I'm just placing all the chicken on it. Well, not all of it, because I did make 6 pieces for my husband, which I did the breadcrumbs and fried them in the oil, but mine is no breadcrumbs. This is for the Weight Watchers. So I have plenty of chicken for the week. I only ate 1 piece, so I froze a couple, and then I'll be having this for lunch tomorrow. So I'm making me 6, and I made him 6, which he eats 2 pieces of the breaded, and then I made him a lunch, and then he has another meal. So this is how they look after about 4.5 to 5 minutes on each side. Getting nice and crusty brown, and the chicken's cooking throughout. It smells delicious. And as you can see, hardly any olive oil I used. Well, now I have my spaghetti squash out of the oven. The chicken is done. And like I said, I roasted this for about 1 hour and 15 minutes, and it just came apart beautifully. It's piping hot. So you just want to go with a fork and make sure you get all of that delicious spaghetti squash out. And 1 spaghetti squash makes a ton. A ton. So you could eat this for days. So it's really too hot for me to handle, but I'm trying to get it done because I'm starving and I want to eat my meal. I love spaghetti squash. You could do so many things with it. So I'm just trying to get that all off the skin, and I'm mixing in the spices where the salt and pepper hit. So now that I have my piece of chicken, I'm going to eat it out of this bowl. I'm just cutting it into strips and into little chunks. For some reason, I like to cut up my chicken and stuff if I'm going to be melting cheese or anything like that. I like to cut it up before I make it and heat it in the microwave to melt the cheese, because I don't like cutting it when it's all, on the plate, like whole. I'd rather have it cut up that I could just pick up a little piece and eat it. I don't know. It's just something I've always done. So I'm just cutting up the chicken into little pieces. Bite-sized pieces. And now I measured out 1 cup of my sauce, which it's 0 points. I didn't put no oil, just the sauce and the spices. And it actually came out really good. And I have 1 cup of the spaghetti squash. Now, I could have used 3/4 of a cup of sauce because it was kind of a lot of sauce. So I could have even went a little bit lower with the sauce, but it was 0 points. I just measured out a cup. The chicken is so flavorful that it even added more to the sauce. And what I have here is 1 ounce of regular Polly-O shredded mozzarella cheese. I didn't have the Weight Watchers cheese or any other low-fat cheese, so I just used regular whole milk cheese. So for 1 ounce, it was 3 points. And I measured that out on my scale. So if it wasn't for that cheese, this already would be a 0 point meal. So I'm sorry I'm out of focus. I'm trying to hold the camera and take a little taste. So I don't know what's going on now. Yeah, something happened with the camera. Not sure. And this, well, it was I don't know what happened with the camera there, but it ended up coming out delicious. I put it in the microwave for about 3 minutes to melt all that cheese and get everything nice and hot. And let me tell you, I was so stuffed after this meal. And like I said, with that paleo whole milk mozzarella, it was 3 points. If you were to use, say, the Trader Joe's light mozzarella for maybe 0 points or 1 point, this is a filling, delicious meal. So I hope you enjoy this video, and thanks for watching. Thanks again for watching, and I will be doing a Weight Watchers meal at least once or twice a week going forward. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and please hit that notification bell, and everyone have a blessed day. Thank you.